Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your Michael Probodinsky coming at you with a Constellar deck profile. And before I really get into the deck profile, I'd like to talk to you guys a little bit about why we haven't really put up a video in a while. So, Jordan was doing his musical things for about a few months, and so he really wasn't around, so we couldn't really make videos. And I've been really focused on my college work, so we didn't really have time to put up any videos. But now I'm just getting done with finals, and Jordan's musical is done. We're getting into summer, so hopefully we'll be getting back onto our normal schedule of videos. And yeah, I hope you guys are happy to see us, and hopefully we'll still bring good quality videos. I don't really know what the fuck to say here, but anyways, getting into the deck profile, I've got Constellars here. I just actually took this to my locals, and I took second place with it, so I was pretty happy. I literally just built the deck, maybe a month ago, probably less, but took it to my locals, took second place. I was really happy. I mean, didn't really face very much meta. I only faced Shadalls, and that's the only deck I lost to, but everything else, we're all just playing fun decks. But yeah, I didn't do bad. Second place, was happy. But anyways, I'll just jump right into the deck profile. So first off, you're running the 3 Constellar Pollux. He's basically the main guy. He's the one that gives you the additional normal summon, so you can spam out all the Constellar monsters. I mean, pretty straightforward guy. Nothing really to talk about. Next, you're running 3 Alligati. I don't really know how to pronounce that one. But yeah, Alligati, that's how I say it. That's the one that special summons a Constellar from your hand, so Pollux normal summons, and she special summons, so yeah, they work together, kind of, sort of, but not really. They all aim to just bring out more guys and make more XZs. That's all this deck really does. Next, I run 3 Sombre. I really enjoy Sombre.
My God, that was a good poop.
Good for you.
Hey, YouTube.
You riled up your dog.
Sorry.
Can I continue now?
Yeah, you.
Oh, I can continue? Good, good, good. But anyway, Sombre. Sombre is amazing. He's probably one of the better or best cards this deck has, because it just allows you to get things back from your graveyard and then get an additional normal summon, and then you can just get all your just do all the shenanigans by just bringing back Chaos to your hand and then resummoning it and then bringing out Pleiades and all that good stuff. But yeah, pretty good card. And then talking about Chaos, you run 3 Chaos because he's the only guy that can get you Pleiades, the main part of this deck. Really the only thing you aim to get out with this deck, except for what the hell's his name? If I could find him. There he is. Omega. But yeah, so Chaos is like your go-to guy. He's what you're always aiming for. Yeah, he's the guy that gets you Pleiades, and no one else can get you Pleiades.
Hey, Macarena, say what you got, what you mean.
I feel like you probably said those lyrics wrong.
Hey, Pleiades.
Anyways, that's the last of the Constellar monsters. So yeah, 3 of everything. That's really what I'm doing. And it worked fairly well. Moving on to the non-Constellar monsters. 2 Honest because everything's light. I mean, I don't think I really need to explain that one. And then 2 cars because with this deck you really need to grind for a combo piece. You got to dig as hard and fast as possible as you can just to try to get to all your combo pieces. So card D is coming very handy with me. I'm not going to run it at 3 because actually at the tournament I played Pot of Dichotomy and shuffled and drew 2 of him, and that lost me the game. So yeah, it can clog for some reason, and I just think I can only run him at 2. Oh, Santa Claus! And then there is Santa Claus who just wants to show up, because Jordan loves Santa Claus.
I wish I could build a deck around this card.
A lot of people are throwing him into things, just because he's funny and you get to draw stuff.
This is true.
Yes. Oh, that was the last of the monster, if anyone really cared.
Do not run Santa Claus.
Yes. Unless you want to run Santa Claus. We cannot control you, but yes, Santa Claus.
Or the Illuminati can, though.
All the Illuminati can always control you. But, moving on to the spells. You got the 2 Constellar Star Chart. This card's amazing. It just allows you to draw every time you bring out a Constellar XZ's monster, so it just gives you all the draw power, and whenever you have that in play, it usually means you're going to draw maybe twice. At least how I've been playing it, I've been able to at least draw twice a turn with this card because I can usually get out a Pleiades and an Omega
Sorry.
Watching other YouTubers. Our rivals.
Watching Thundershot. the DBs. He was talking about DBS.
Oh, okay. But yeah, Star Chart's really good. Just lets you dig for even more of your combo pieces. Moving on, Constellar Star Cradle. Star Cradle is really good. It's good mid game and late game because it just allows you to get back your Constellar monsters and just replay the play that you probably did last turn. But you can't have your battle phase the turn you activate this card, which is one of the downfalls of it. But it's still really good because it just allows you to set up for the next turn and just be ready to go and drop Pleiades on your opponent so they can't do anything that turn anyways.
I know nothing about Constellars.
Yes.
I know Pleiades, that's it.
Everyone just knows Pleiades.
Literally don't know shit about that.
That was the only 4 Constellar spell cards that I play. Moving on, I play the 3 Lance because Lance is good. Lance is really good in your this deck because you don't want your opponent stopping your plays, and this makes sure your opponent isn't going to stop your plays, and a lot of times you can just use it because they're trying to attack into something and you just make them smaller than you, and it works that way as well. So it helps out a lot. 2 Upstart because, like I said, you really need to dig for your combo pieces, and the 2 Upstart seems to work very well in this deck. Me personally, I will never run Upstart at 3. It's just a personal preference of mine. I just can't run Upstart at 3. If you want to run it at 3, go right ahead. It's just, for me personally, I can't do it.
Because you're dumb.
Because I just don't like it at 3. Because I don't like giving my opponent 3,000 life points.
Because you're dumb.
No. Moving on, another card that just allows you to dig even further. Pot of Dichotomy. This deck, it's so easy to run this card. It's unbelievable because literally everything is different. The only 2 cards that are the same are Honest and Sombre. Yeah, Honest and Sombre are the only 2 that share the same type. So it's so easy to have Pot of Dichotomy live, and it just makes the deck so much better because you can just refuel and then go again, and it just makes the deck amazing. Then moving on to some of the searchers of the deck, you got the 2 Rhoda and the 2 Tanky. You have the Rhodas to search out your Pollux, and then you have the Tankies to search out your Cows. Simple enough. Just because Pollux is a warrior and Cows is a beast warrior. I mean, that's the only reason I have them, and those are the 2 people you really need the most in this deck. So helps out a lot. Then just some destruction, Dark Holes. 2 Dark Holes. I would have throw a Regeki in here, but I don't have a Regeki to spare, so the deck didn't get a Regeki. It's really the only reason there's not one in here. But yeah. And then 1 Book of Moon because Book of Moon is good. So yeah, very spell heavy, but I mean it seems to work very well. You need a lot of this just to keep the deck rolling and to get to your pieces and to protect your monsters. It just all seems very necessary to me, so I like it. Moving on to the traps. 2 Deep Res because I don't have Mirror Forces to spare for this deck. It's that simple. I'd much rather have Mirror Force because personally in the meta right now I think Mirror Force is a hell of a lot better, but I only have Deep Resins to spare because I took all my Deep Resins out of my good decks, so Deep Resin gets in here. But it's still a great card, and don't get me wrong. Deep Resin is still an amazing card, it's just I prefer Mirror Force. So if you have Mirror Forces to spare and you're trying to build this deck, I'd say throw the Mirror Forces in instead of the Deep Resins. But yeah, Deep Res, pretty good. Then just basically some staple stuff. TT, Compulse, Bottomless, and Ring of Destruction because Ring of Destruction is amazing. So yeah, that was the deck. Well, that was the main deck. 40 cards. Like I said, runs very well. I mean, did okay with it. Moving on to the extra deck. The main bro of the deck, your Pleiades. Pleiades is the only reason I built this deck because I love Pleiades. I just like the artwork of him and I wanted to build the deck around him. So I built Constellars.
It's kind of a douche.
I have my pretty dual terminal one that I just picked up and I love it. So I'm just going to put that on top just to be that guy. And yeah, Pleiades is the whole reason this deck is good because during either player's turn you can bounce something back to your opponent's hand and send him back a turn. And that's really what this deck is built to do. Just set your opponent back and beat them down with Pleiades and other things. Yeah, he's the main guy of the deck, and that's who you need. And then the other 5, I'm running Volky just because you can Volky for game. That's really it. So yeah, that's the only 5s. Mainly you only go for Pleiades. I mean, I don't really think... I feel like if you know Constellars, you know you don't really only go for Pleiades, and that's really it. Moving on to the 4s, you got the 1 DR because DR is good. 1 Raggy because Raggy is good. The 2 Omega because it's probably the best first turn XZs in the deck, because you can just first turn Omega and then sit there with an Omega. And it's very hard for your opponent to get around Omega first turn because he's just a massive, well, pretty big body, and you can just make it so he's unaffected by shit. So, really good. Then the 1 Arc, just steal stuff. Heartland for game. Constellar, put shit back. Paladynamo, just because if you're running light 4s, you're going to run Paladynamo. I don't care what anyone says. He's amazing. 1 Emerald, because Emerald reload. Dweller, because everything runs from the grave nowadays. And then the 1 Cowboy for game.
Cowboy sucks.
Cowboy's amazing. Yeah, so that was the deck. Seems basically a pretty generic Constellar build, I think. Just maybe a lot more drawing than a lot other people have, but I honestly feel like the deck needs all the drawing that it can get. And like I said, it worked out very well for me. I took 2nd at my locals, and I don't think anyone was expecting Constellars to actually make a play, and they did, so I was happy with it.
No one saw it coming.
No one saw it coming. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, please like the video. If you guys hated the video, please leave a comment so I can hear how much you hated it. Or if you guys loved the video, please leave a comment to say how much you loved it. And hell, if you guys enjoyed it so much that you would love to hear my beautiful voice again, please.
Or my farts.
Or, yes, Jordan's farts, or him bursting through the door saying how much he enjoyed his shit.
Or Snickers.
Oh, yes, or the tiny chihuahua that you always hear barking in our videos. But yeah, if you enjoyed all of that combined, I would love to see you guys just kind of join the family and follow us. That would be amazing. But yeah, so that's it. See ya.